And welcome back, everyone. Got a special guest in the booth with me. I think he's the Iceman because he doesn't phase anything, really. It's Rodney Googans, all the way from Ireland. His first time in America, first time in the booth over here. Obviously, you can't have any favorites here. I know Andy's a fellow countryman, but you favor anyone in this one, Rodney?
Thank you very much for having me. Probably experience Ali, but my heart says Andy.
Yeah, it seems both of these players well accomplished. Whoever gets in really probably is going to score quite heavily.
Ali won 16 months ago at IBSF World Amateur Championships. Very accomplished player of the last 15 years, I would say, going to IBSF tournaments.
Have you played in any of those IBS tournaments?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Too many.
Too many.
It's great safety. First frame will be massive here, especially for Andy. Just to settle him down.
He is kind of double dipping. It's a bit tough being tournament director and playing in a tournament.
It's a lot to take on.
Well, that was a good chance for Ali to get in. So, Ronnie, we do like to ask new guests that come into the booth. How did you get into this game of snooker?
Probably watching it on television as a kid and getting a very small snooker table for Christmas.
Okay.
And just falling in love after maybe a few years after playing initially. Getting into all the technicalities of the game with books and magazines and taping snooker matches on VHS.
Not stating yourself a little bit. You look pretty young.
I'm not as young as I look. Do you play yourself?
I do play.
Yeah. What's your highest break?
-4.
That's a fine shot there from Ali, going off the side cushion.
No, right now I'm 100 off brilliance. 47.
You obviously love the game.
I do.
Yeah.
Lots
Brilliant.
of fun. True, the world could be falling apart outside, but you always know the 6x12 table, the 22 balls.
That's it, isn't it? For all the snooker lovers.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. Once it gets into your veins, it doesn't shake you.
I think it's a fair assessment that you could say it's like a drug.
It's interesting. We had Darren Taylor in the booth at times at various tournaments, and he's like, yeah, once you become friends with players in the snooker world, you're friends for life. There might be time where you don't see many people, but you know, these tournaments pop up and people are like, I haven't seen you in 30 odd years, and good to see you. And
it's a great solid hit there. Great atmosphere here today, isn't it?
exactly, tremendous. We had some good crowds coming in. The hosts are just spectacular at this room.
Yeah, I was blown away. I actually seen this room a couple of months ago on Andy done a little on the mobile phone, but you can never really get a grasp of it until you come.
I think Christian and I, our streaming producer, in the same boat. You know, he kind of gave us a little walkthrough of the camera, and you're like, okay, you know, there's tables there.
Yeah.
Obviously, sometimes some player or viewers today have been fooled. How big is this room? Because they're lined with mirrors on the walls, and it makes it look like it's double in size.
It really reminds me of a snooker equivalent of Enter the Dragon, the last scene.
Yeah, Bruce Lee, very disciplined. I wonder how well he would have been if he was a snooker player.
He would have been the best. There's a good pass, solid hit again from Ali. Be looking for a long pass up to the yellow bag here with blue. A bit wild there. I thought he might have took a little bit off the white ball to make sure of the pot. But he went for gold, for position. Great pot there from Andy. That's the middle bag. Maybe disappointed with that one. I seen Andy play 2 months ago, maybe 6 weeks ago. He came back over to Ireland for an All Ireland Club Championships. 5-man team. His team would have beaten my team actually in the last 12, and he gave Mark Allen's club Antrim. Obviously it's an amateur competition, Mark Allen wasn't in it, but Antrim was always a strong hold for Irish snooker, but Nina B should have beaten Antrim. They had them on the ropes. I actually done commentary for that match. But Andy and the Nina boys, the B team, played really, really well all week. But actually Nina A, Brendan O'Donoghue's team, they won the All-Irelands. And it was a really good competition. Actually beat Davy Morris's team, Kilkenny, in the All-Ireland final. 2 participants that's playing in Sacramento.
Great to see. Do you know another transplanted Irish player? He's come over. He now lives in Canada by the name of Albert Kenny.
I do. I remember him well. He would have been on Irish junior teams. I think he might have been on Irish junior teams with Brendan O'Donoghue. Maybe late 90s, very early 2000s. part of Canada are you from?
I'm from originally from Ontario, just outside of Toronto, but now I live in Vancouver.
Oh, very good.
Obviously in southern Ontario, in Toronto where it's located, is quite a hotbed out there for snooker just because they've got the numbers.
Yeah.
But there's little bits popping up here and there. Vancouver, we've got a good scene. Calgary and Alberta is building. Same with Winnipeg and Quebec.
Yeah.
The tough part is the travel.
Yeah,
You know, you have good players in various pockets, but getting from one tournament to another. So hopefully we can kind of really get some things organized.
Yeah.
And then
Canada was, like, obviously I grew up in the 1980s. Canada was so strong. And I can remember, obviously, Kirk and Cliff and Big Bill. But I can remember Elaine Robidoux and Bob Chaperon. I can remember Bob Chaperon winning the British Open clear as day. And I can remember Elaine Robidoux was one hell of a snooker player.
Drew, Jim White, Brady Dolan as well.
I don't remember Jim White getting to the quarterfinals in 1980. I'm too young for that, but I do remember Jim White getting to the quarterfinals of the World Championships in 1992. A beautiful left-hander, Greg Human.
In the Australian Championship in 1982, the semi-finals were made up of Bill Werbeniuk, Cliff Thorburn, Kirk Stevens, and Doug Mountjoy.
Wow. Brilliant.
But they're also doing a great job here in America. It's really expanding.
I used to collect a lot of snooker magazines, English snooker scene.
Mm-hmm.
And snooker scene always keep up to date with amateur snooker around the world, in fairness. And what the last couple of years has really evident is American snooker is on the up with tournaments. It's brilliant to see, because I've been collecting them magazines since the late 1980s, and I've never, barred American championships would get usually played, and Tom Collins would have been American representative in the World Amateurs for year in, year out. You might get one little report in maybe June, July issue about the American championships, but I don't ever remember as many snooker tournaments there is as the last maybe 2 or 3 years, be fair to say, in the United States.
Yeah, the team up in Seattle's doing a great job at Ox Billiards. They host the Women's US Open.
Right.
It's a great, lots of fun event. It's always fun hanging out with Anyi and Mink.
Yeah, brilliant.
Kenna.
Nangi is some TV personality, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she has the talent as well, obviously on the table. But I think she's made for TV personality. She's absolutely Hollywood. She is. That's a great shot there from Andy. And the simple shots like that will get him into this game and get him feeling good. Just simple things. Ooh.
Welcome to the commentator's curse.
Yeah, absolutely. Put a light on him there. Sorry, Andy. No, it's great. It's absolute privilege to get invitation to this tournament. I never thought I'd get to America in my life. Andy was trying to sell it to me within the second sentence. Andy, oh, beautiful long ball there, stunner and through. I said, Andy, you don't need to sell this to me, kid. I'm going. Oh, it's brilliant. We had a brilliant day on Tuesday. The 3 of us, myself, Brendan and Davey, went around San Francisco. Absolutely brilliant.
It's a beautiful city.
Oh, it's unreal. Especially if you're into films that I'm in, or, Bullet and Escape from Alcatraz.
Did you make it over to the Rock?
Not yet. Hopefully next week.
Well, there's cars you could steal around here. Maybe you'll get thrown over there.
Andy has crept back into this game in this frame here. Have you any youngsters coming up from Canada?
Ryan Desani just won a junior tournament that we threw in Vancouver area. 10 years old.
Oh, wow.
He's got no fear.
That's
He's
great to see.
potting everything in sight. Hopefully he just keeps at it. He did tell his coach before the junior open that he wants to be world champion someday.
Wow. Oh, it would be brilliant to see someone follow the footsteps of Cliff Tauburn. Absolute gentleman, Cliff Tauburn. Superstar, isn't he?
True.
He's just a lovely man as well. A rock star in my eyes.
And I think these streams are now going to help, as you said. You know, you came about it, watching it. That's how I saw it, because it was I don't know if the Kagger guys did as pub night or something on the sports network in Canada.
Yeah.
And you would see 3 frames of snooker in the hour. You see maybe a century by one player, a century by another, and then a tactical frame.
Yeah.
It's always tough because you're like looking and you're like, this match goes to 18 frames and it's, you know, getting close to the hour. It's not going to finish.
Yeah.
So then they'd hook you to come back next week.
Right.
And that's when I saw this young Scot named Stephen Hendry.
Stephen Hendry, yeah.
But the big kicker for me was, I found out later in life, it was Bill Pullman, or not Bill Pullman.
John Pullman.
John Pullman. My apologies. That he had quite the accent. Us in Canada aren't familiar with the English twang.
Yeah.
So I'd be imitating him on the playground with my mates when I was a youngster to just wind them up, and we had a good chuckle about that. And now look, I'm in the booth.
You're back.
Can you believe it?
Oh, it's amazing.
Was there a kid in England that's mimicking Dave Burney? Who knows?
It's amazing. I had a fair chuckle years ago when I was a youngster. I was in speech therapy for a good few years. And I was playing in the BBC Legends World Snooker Championships. So I got asked and rented the commentary box. And I said, how do a kid that used to go to speech therapy for years from Wexford end up on BBC television? Stuff for dreams.
It's true. We actually had the great PABSA championship. One of the governing bodies over here that's in charge of the Americas had a great tournament there, Open and Senior Championship, a couple of years ago in Rio de Janeiro. Never thought I'd be going down to South America, and sure enough, head down there.
Yeah. That's a great shot. That's a good positional shot. We'll need the rest. 8 ahead. This is a big ball.
Well, you've played on this table. How do you feel about that top corner? I've been looking at it all day, and it just was refusing a lot of balls.
Yeah, nothing without power. You can't play with power with it. You have to respect it, totally respect it. If it's going, their alley has just proved me wrong, actually. But usually when I was looking at it earlier on, I was actually playing a black off the spot, and I thought my eyes was deceiving me. I was just a touch tighter, I felt. I was just trying to pot them, to be honest. That will be a bit concerning for Ali now. He missed 2 blues off spot, even though I know they're long. When you were going back to that, I'm sorry I didn't capture the youngster, Canadian youngster's name, Ryan.
Ryan Desani, yes.
You put me, that sentence alone put me into a mind of a 12-year-old Kirk Stevens playing Cliff Thorburn for money. I think it was $2, and Cliff always said it was the dirtiest $2 he's ever given, he's ever taken. But Kirk demanded that he would take it. I think Cliff gave him a few points up, but Cliff beat him.
Yeah, Ryan's going to be playing in our BC Open next weekend up in Vancouver, so that'll be good to see. We're hoping to give him some exposure on the TV table.
Oh, yeah.
Can't
get enough of that. I'm playing in front of little crowds. The atmosphere here today is... can never play enough in front of crowds.
Well, he's told a few people that he plays better when he knows people are watching. So I told his dad, we're going to be streaming it, so beware, the world will be watching.
Yeah. So the first frame looks like it's going to Andy's. And it is.
It's possession there.
Good first frame.
Definitely. We'll just step aside for a quick little commercial break and come back with frame 2. Back here with Ali Alavadi breaking off. We'll see how he responds to losing that first frame.
That's a great clip there from Andy. Put the pressure back on Ali. Ali won't be panicking quite yet, but he still knows he has to play a proper frame here to get back into the game. That's a good reply from Ali.
So being an Irish player, have you ever played at the famed Goffs?
I have. I was blessed. Now I'm going to tell you a story. Goffs this month has the Benson Hedges Irish Masters. Has been finished for 25 years. But Jason Francis, promoter of Legends Snooker, got Goffs back in regards over 40 snooker, and in January 2019 I played Goffs for a weekend. I was one of 8 participants. I had to do qualifying and all that malarkey. And I was lucky enough to play 3 matches in the event, and I got beaten in the final by Jimmy White, 4 frames to 1. But I beat Ken Doherty 3-1 in the first match, and I beat Joe Johnson 3-0 in the second match. Jimmy beat me. So I was I actually won the lotto for the weekend, 2 days in a row.
Wonderful. Well done.
It's an absolute great venue. Everything that you've heard about it is so true. It'd be lovely to see snooker back there in a professional regard.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was brilliant for Irish snooker fans. And it was like back in the day, it was a warm-up for the Crucible. It was like maybe 2 weeks before the Crucible, so that was everyone's warm-up for, regard. Even though it was only a 12-man tournament, traditionally, for the top players, that was a warm-up.
Because now the World Championships is pretty much a month with all the qualifying leading up to it. Have you ever walked down those steps at the Crucible Theatre to play?
Yeah, not as a professional. I played 4 World Championship qualifying round tournaments, but I never was lucky enough to qualify. But same thing again with Jason Francis and these legends. He got the over 40s World Championships legends into the Crucible a couple of years ago. And Joan Covert in 2020, I actually played Ken Doherty in the first round at the Crucible. And he beat me 4-3 in front of no one. And that was a very surreal atmosphere to play at the Crucible. But then last year I qualified. I won a qualifying tournament out in Jersey. And that got me to play James Watana in a little bit more packed audience. But he beat me 3 frames to 2 in the first round. Oh, unbelievable. Like, I'm not only am I a snooker player, but I'm really snooker anorak, but also a snooker fan. So to do all that stuff and walk down to Goffs and walk into Goffs and to play and walk into the Crucible and play, it's just stuff of dreams. So I'm very thankful. I'm a fair description of me. I'd be a failed professional, but I still got to venues that people can only dream of.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what they say. Amateurs do it for the love. Professionals get paid.
Yeah, that's it. For a straight blue here. Pink and black are a little bit messed up, and the blue as well, half messed up. Oh, we got a fluke there.
It's your mindset if you feel like your opponent's getting all the flukes and you're just not catching any break. What's going on in your mind when that situation happens?
Yeah, that's a great question. Just sometimes you just have to bear and grin it, as they say. It's not easy sometimes, but it's all part and parcel of the game. And you can't really show any emotion either, because the ones that get kind of fiery in the chair, you know, you kind of slightly have them. Then if the ball runs against them, as much as it hurts, but can't show them any emotion. Snooker's a fairly mental, violent game. We've been all battered and bruised. Ali will be wanting to make a statement here in these balls.
Yeah, he's got a great opportunity.
We just want to keep the cue ball tidy.
It's interesting. You're seeing a little bit more and more that some snooker players are now starting to wear the glove or the half glove.
I noticed that. I actually was surprised with it. Andy wearing the glove. He wouldn't have grown up with wearing a glove, so it must be since he's come over here with the weather and playing hot enough conditions. But yeah, definitely I've seen a lot more people today wearing gloves than I have ever. Not a bad thing, especially if you feel the cue is a sticking. Great pot. He'd be disappointed with that. All the room in the world. He's bridging over a ball. Nicely played, but position a little bit out. Ali would feel that this was a genuine chance to win the frame. Has to dig it out here with this long ball. Oh, beautiful pot. Absolutely stunning. He'll take that. As much as he's hemming and hawing, he will take that. That's not all he needs is one red. Here's the thing that's very unusual for a modern player, what Ali is doing, stretching, not using the extension. Oh, he judged that cannon wrong. I think he was wanting a quarter ball cannon on the red to come down for the black. Caught a half ball. He'll be wanting a good length with this white, and he could be countering him with this. Oh, foul. That's an unnecessary 7 points there.
Would you have entertained the green?
Yes, big time.
And you're not saying that because you're Irish.
No way. I tell you what, I might have contained. I might have went cushion first and took the blue off cushion, but I think the green was the shot there to get length on the white ball. He took a chance with the black. Ali made 39 there. And see that safety there, that's what I thought Ali would have been more concerned about, getting that white ball to the ball cushion. This is an important safety battle now. This is a strange match actually, because we know from Ireland, we know how good Andy is as a snooker player, but Ali doesn't. So there's a bit of mystery regards Andy playing Ali here, in regards to what Ali doesn't know with information. But we know Andy is a proper snooker player.
Well, I can't speak for the people of Qatar, but as a Canadian, if I'm playing a snooker match against an Irish, Scottish, English, or Northern Ireland player, I kind of pick up and I'm like, they probably are all right.
Great long ball there from Ali. Yeah, there we see Ali using the extension there and not as much stretching there. That's why I was very surprised with the previous shot when he was stretching in for the cannon. A little bit of lack of discipline, I would have thought, there on Ali's part.
Do you think maybe the layover between matches? Ali obviously played his match earlier in the day, had a very large break.
Yeah, you can break your concentration and try to get back, then it's tough.
So I have not been to the Emerald Isle. But which is more popular, snooker or hurling?
Oh, hurling. Oh, hurling. Oh. That's not even up for debate. Cue shot there. Or hurling is a religion in Ireland. It'd be like, with some counties, it would be like rugby with New Zealand. You know, it's everything.
Never played hurling, but I've played a little lacrosse.
All right. Yeah, very good. I was the black sheep in my family. My family was another Irish sport called handball.
Okay.
Yeah, popular sport, but wouldn't be anywhere as popular as what hurling is. Yeah, snooker in Ireland would probably be more of a cult following.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit probably like what Canada has and America has. Certain factors, or certain sections. It's great to see like Qatar and all these countries. If you ever notice, Burney, at the European Championships, he's been blessed there. He's got the running there. I think if that red was coming off, white ball in hand, yellow gave him. That was a nice kiss. It's great going back to the European Championships there last week with the youngsters. Under 21s, you see a lot of new countries coming in. Well, they're not new anymore. A lot of coaching getting done. I think there's a youngster from Poland. Apologies now, I can't remember his name. He done the double with the under 16s and under 18s. I think he was going for 3 in a row at one stage with the under 21s, but he didn't win that. And he's 14, imagine. And he's collecting European Championships. And I'm nearly sure he might be playing the European men's this week. But it's great to see like Qatar and all, you know, like that was Poland and Austria coming in. You have Florian Newell getting his pro card. Great to see these countries coming in and bringing up players. You know. Snooker has definitely gone more global. I know when we were playing at the start, when we were following it in the 80s, it was probably fair to say it was kind of a Commonwealth sport, if that makes sense. But now I think with the emergence of the Chinese the last 20 years, it's definitely, and the Middle East, it's definitely more global. And that can be only better for snooker.
True, so let's get it in there in the Olympics.
Yeah. Oh, imagine being in the Olympics. I don't think it'd be beyond my time, but imagine watching snooker in the Olympics would be brilliant.
It would just explode the
Absolutely
game
brilliant.
so much.
You know, I think, and I hope if they ever go down that way, listen, they haven't done it with other sports, so why would they do it with snooker in regards to the Olympics? You know what I'm going to say? Would they bring in the amateurs? Because it would straighten up the amateur game. Like, everyone would want to go to the Olympics, you know, and it would bring up back to the national associations, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone would be wanting to play in national tournaments then, wouldn't they? But that was careless on Ali. Careless shots there. And that was unnatural enough. So, like, listen, they haven't done it with tennis, they haven't done it with golf, with Olympics, so why would they do it with snooker? If snooker ever got in, they'd be expecting to be going in with the pros. But that's the hearsay, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, I think some people up top are definitely battling, trying to get it into the Olympics. So
Yeah.
they keep knocking on the door. It's eventually going to open.
I think we're all sports fans, and obviously we've been sports fans, we're all Olympic fans. To have your sport as Olympics, it'd be massive.
Yeah, interesting when you're mentioning Poland doing these international events. Sometimes I've had the fortune enough to meet Daniel Holoida. I'm not sure if that name rings a bell to you.
Yeah.
You know, the Polish Stephen Hendry, I think, as they like to call him, because he kind of looks like the Scot.
Yeah.
But he was telling me there's just the talent level in Poland is immense.
Oh, it's immense, yeah. It has been the last 10, 15 years. They're kind of on a gravy train. They're like looking for that one particular player. But I'm telling you, there's about 8 or 10 of them have been just below that one player maybe the last 10 years, 12 years. They're producing some fine players.
You know, sometimes it just takes one to open up the door. I wonder how Finland's doing, because they had Robin Hall, who was on the circuit for a few years.
Fabulous player. Absolutely fabulous player. Top 32 player. Qualifying for the Crucible. Couple of times European amateur champion, but he was just unlucky that ill health kind of cost him. I'd be happy with that. Ali won ahead in blue ball battle. Judged that well, just beyond the middle pocket. He's played that well. I was interested in what he was playing there, and I just couldn't see a shot myself, but he'd be happy with that. Ali be coming off cushion, he'd be looking for full ball contact. Didn't quite catch it, but he'd be happy enough with the half ball. Oh,
Squeaked out a little.
Chance. Is he going into the black? It's hard to say with the angle from the camera. Oh, he's done that well. He's actually refused the pot there. Ooh. Surprise with Ali there now. He went for a snooker obviously, but he took a gamble with that, leaving that blue there. I would have been definitely trying to get the blue more so to the cushion rather than the snooker itself. Good pot from Andy. A little bit of action on the ball as well, but it just skidded away. I actually fancy him for this pot. It's a shot he can just go through on it, and with a bit of safety in mind. But, I thought it was there. Andy McCluskey, 6 ahead, 13 on the table, 2 balls to 1. Andy McCluskey, what no one knows in America, he's been a sparring partner of Brendan O'Donoghue, night in, night out. And no tougher practice there, down in the New Institute Nina in County Tipperary. When Andy was back living in Ireland, he was a youngster, got trained in. And that's one tough club to come out of. You can call yourself a snooker player when you come out of Nina. Clots are running fast, as his dash shot shows.
It's true, and I don't even think, I know these rests on tables can be heated, but I don't think they have them plugged in.
No, I don't think they're plugged in. Oh, Ali will be. Here's an interesting shot now, and Ali has got a snooker, but I fancy Andy to get the snooker back on Ali here. Oh.
Just needs pink and black to steal the frame. It'd be a big steal.
This would be an interesting shot. What way he plays this? Do we go? Do we refuse it? I'm interested here. His mindset alone. Oh, he's went for a big Hollywood shot there now.
You're going to make your way down to Hollywood on this trip?
No, not this trip. One good shot from Andy. Oh, he hit that well. He cued that lovely, he did. I wouldn't take back that strike. Across the nap. Has they hit this well?
A little bit of pressure there.
A little bit of pressure there. Scoreboard came into his thought there. Under pressure.
Is that your karaoke song there? You and Brennan?
Maybe the David Bowie version, not the Freddie Mercury. That's a lovely, that's a quirky little shot there, but it's a beautiful shot.
Don't think anybody would play that. Have some shot.
Great length there.
Yeah, that might just be a little bit of home field advantage.
Yeah.
Andy living here in Sacramento.
Yes, it's a great advantage knowing the tables anywhere, wherever you are. That little bit tick. Be happy with the white. I think Ali will go for this. Judging maybe from about 6 shots ago with his mind set. A little bit hesitant. Time shot gone down a tiny bit. No. Oh, the black is safe. He will be like a demon with himself there. black going safe. The odds more so with Andy now. Ooh, that was a little bit of kamikaze there now.
Where with that, George?
I think he's left him straight on that pink.
This fella gets some action on the ball. He might get it up to the black, you know that? No, he didn't.
And he was lucky there not to leave the angle to get back down for black for Ali. So it's black ball in the second frame. That's a good shot to the side cushion. Now that's a lovely shot.
Yeah, if Ali's able to tie it one apiece, it'll be the sigh of relief. But if Andy can push ahead, lead 2-0, it's going to build up his confidence.
Nice.
That would have been a pure billiard shot, wasn't it? I felt Fandy there with the white ball. Good, great safety. I think he might. It could be the black up through the spots here. Difficult shot. Oh, he came off that early. He's half got away with it.
Taking this on, Rodney?
No.
No.
No, I don't think so. I think this is a black around the table, smack in the face. The white ball. Oh, all hearts aflutter.
Luck of the Irish.
He was breathing like Darth Vader there, I say. Oh, he's got great length there. Oh, has he? Oh, pulled up. Beautiful pot. A beautiful pot.
Oh, subtle pump fist there by Andy McCluskey. He takes this
2-0.
frame to extends his lead 2 frames to none. We'll just step aside as we'll show our great sponsors there. And we're back here. This exciting final match of day 1 here at the 2025 US Snooker Masters, live in Sacramento, California, the capital of this lovely state. We're at the Sacramento Snooker and Billiards room. It's David Burney in the booth, and I'm joined by Irish's own Rodney Googans. Thank you for being in the booth, Rodney.
Thanks very much for having me. Interesting match this, isn't it? Ali 2-0 down. He was working like a dog in this frame. I'm trying to get it back.
And sometimes when your back is up against the wall, that's when you really come out fighting.
Yeah, and you're going to see that now in this frame. And he will have to prepare himself for this. This backlash.
I'm looking at the wall.
Needs to run a bit. It's
No. Just want to give a shout out to one of the sponsors, Irish from Tipperary, Hydrate. Thank you very much for sponsoring. I know there's a few other sponsors there as well. Not gets done without sponsors.
True. If we didn't have our players fully hydrated, some of them might be falling over. It's been a long day.
It's been a long day today, hasn't it? I think today is the longest day of the 4-day tournament, isn't it? It'd be fair to say 36 matches.
I think that's what Andy was predicting yesterday at the players' meeting, that day one was going to be an epic day.
Yeah.
Obviously, come Championship Sunday, we only have the final.
Yeah.
And that's slated for 10:30 in the morning.
And another shout out to Serenity of Mind, psychology, sports psychology,
High break sponsors.
and high break sponsors. Psychology group are helping Brendan O'Donoghue at the moment. 7 times Irish amateur champion, ladies and gentlemen. And recently All-Ireland champion as well. A cup that has Alexander Gordon Higgins in 1968 winning that. It's lovely to get your name on a cup with all the famous names, isn't it?
True.
Ali 11 ahead this frame. Lovely shot there from Ali. See what he's doing there, Burney. He's trapping Andy on the left hand side as we see it. He's trapped him in. Might fancy a plant here with a percentage. Good getting back out.
Brantis fluked on.
Well. Luck of the Irish, luck of the tournament director.
Yeah. Well,
Take a choice.
look, you can.
Director and dad.
Home director.
Head ref is twitching.
He won't be taking that back. That ball.
They're going for one already.
Andy has a lot of experience internationally. He would have played in Sarajevo.
Okay.
Not Sarajevo, sorry, Serbia for the European under-21s. I think he would have went a couple of times. I think he would have went to World under-21s as well, on various Irish junior teams. So he won't. He's been in this situation before. He won't back down from Ali.
Do they have any of the programs in the schools in Ireland? The snooker or...
I think certain areas are trying to get snooker programs, depending on the localities. They're trying to push it. It's very difficult with the schools because the GA and football really kind of rule the roost. But not everyone plays GA or football, so I think it is there for some youngsters, you know. It's just making it more... unfortunately with us, the clubs have kind of dwindled down. And it's tough. It's like you can bring snooker to them, to the school, but where, like, if they go looking afterwards, where do they play? Certain parts, yeah, to be catered for, but then other localities probably wouldn't be catered for. And that's the unfortunate thing. But there is, I feel there is a revival in snooker in Ireland. A lot of people are playing snooker.
I think in the Americas they're really trying to promote, family-friendly atmospheres.
Yeah.
Where everyone in the family can go.
Yeah. I'm thinking myself in regards, you could have snooker nights as such. Not so much tournaments. Well, for the initial contact to get people back out from, people do want to get out of their houses during the evenings. And what a great chance to just have snooker nights, And if you had a kind of 4 or 5 table club, and just the whole basis of it is snooker, and if people want coaching, help them, and if people want to play a frame between themselves, that's okay too. And if people want to have a frame and have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee afterwards and a chat, that's brilliant, I think going down that avenue could be in certain places. He's looking for the cannon there. White ball just ran away from him. He wouldn't have been. He was very surprised there with the gap.
Just seems more often than not when you're looking for the gap, you don't find it.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
As the English snooker players would say, I found the Watford. Beautiful pot, absolutely beautiful pot in a blind pocket, and didn't even go over and look for the angle, just naturally found it, and he's feeling confident here. Now he's looking for the angle here. Big shot. Beautiful pot. White ball just ran through, but he'd be happy enough with that leave right down the pocket. Andy on the shot and straight arm reminds me of Joe Swale. Northern Ireland snooker player. A little bit disappointed with that one.
Nice little break of 15 has catapulted him into the lead of this third frame, 20-11. We'll see how Ali responds.
There's only one shot here. A touch in behind the green.
He's got to make contact, but unfortunately he's left a red out.
Yeah. Maybe just want to keep this simple. Just making sure this pass is through back. Get the white ball in back into some locality for the next red, which he's done. Beautiful. Beautiful strike on that. And that's what he's only really looking for here, is just a few easy pots, but also looking for the strike and get his cue action back.
Such a game of momentum. Sitting in that chair, you can't really grab anything. So You just start putting a few shots together, that confidence and momentum comes back.
Yeah, without a doubt, Burney, you've hit the nail on its head there with snooker momentum. Because you can be sitting down there for 40 minutes or so, it seems that the game's going against you. But if your man makes, the opponent makes a mistake, you can give him a lifeline. And if he's good enough, he will take momentum back on you. Ebbs and flows. You can be falling in love for 1 minute with this game, and then absolutely it's a cruel mistress at the next minute. There was a famous book, Burney, written in about snooker in 1982, 1983, and it was all about the 1981-1982 season. A lady by the name of Jean Rafferty wrote a book. Has there ever been a better name to a snooker? The Cruel Game.
Yes, did you read the great Canadian author Mordecai Richler's book on snooker?
Brilliant book. Absolutely brilliant book. Came out about 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very good. Very impressed with that. Great pot there from Andy. 29 points down, 28 as we speak. Colour to go to come on the last raid. That was a beautiful book, by the way. A shorthand book, really, and more so a short enough book as I remember.
I just recently read Brendan Cooper's Deep Pockets. That was a great read.
That was a brilliant book, Burney. Yeah. An Irish man as well. That man that wrote that book. I was impressed with that book. Have you read Patsy Houlihan's book? I can't think of the author.
Luke Edwards.
Luke Edwards is a brilliant book. That man brought London snooker clubs alive. The writer did, and Patsy back to life, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I actually was that impressed with that book. I actually wrote an email to the writer and say, you've brought back Patsy and you've brought back snooker clubs and pubs back to life there. Ooh. Went for the double and he got the treble.
Into a corner pocket too.
Yeah, some great snooker books written recently.
Last year at the World Championship, Sheffield actually got to connect with Brendan Cooper, who wrote Deep Pockets, and just had a fantastic chat. And
lovely.
Found out that I think we're pretty much connected to the hip a little bit. We have like minds. He wrote a great book on William Blake poetry, which I'm a big fan of William Blake.
Very good.
And he actually is also a huge David Lynch fan, the filmmaker from Los Angeles who recently passed away.
Yeah.
So hopefully this year again, when I go over to Sheffield, can connect with Brendan again, because he just actually released a book on cricket.
Oh, very good.
It's a game us North Americans...
going back there, you mentioned the name David Lynch. Not David Lynch of Talking Heads, though.
That's David Byrne.
David Byrne, should I say.
Although David Lynch did have a short film, Six Figures Getting Sick, and there were 3 heads there, and at the end, he vomited something on a sculptured screen, so...
Yeah. Andy needing a snooker here. 29 behind with 25 on the table. Be looking for the black ball here behind, white ball behind black. No, went opposite. What do commentators know? Ooh. He took her chance there. Jacking it up. I wouldn't have went for that green myself. Just brought the black into play. Would you be a pool fan, Burney?
Pool, like swimming?
No. Playing pool. No.
Where do you think we are?
No. No time for it.
No, I'm more interested in the game of snooker.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough.
I think when I was a youngster, I played probably a bit more pool because some friends their parents would have a table in their house. So it's a bit more portable.
Yeah.
But still, I remembered, as I alluded to earlier in this broadcast, watching it on TV, and it wasn't until about 2013 that I was up in Vancouver and an artist that I thoroughly enjoy, the British great Brian Eno. Maybe segue there to Talking Heads. He produced a few albums.
Yeah.
But Brian Eno did an artist talk in Vancouver, and he mentioned all his techniques, and very interesting how he multi-tracks.
Yeah.
And it's very fascinating. But then he said, I'm not really an athlete, but I don't mind a game of snooker from time to time. Boom, a light bulb went up in my head. I'm like, I remember that from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah.
So,
Very good.
So
Brian
it's-
Eno made some music in his time. Anyway, back to snooker. Rock and roll music may pause for tonight. 2-1, Andy McCluskey in Sacramento.
just aside for a quick ad, and we'll be right back with Frame 4. We're back here. Frame 4 quickly got underway. Well, Ali's got one on the board. He's now in the match.
Beautiful length. Oh, absolutely stunning safety there. After trapping Ali there from the right hand side as we look on it, might force his hand here. It's either a dump shot or a pass. The dump shot created by a Canadian, famous man by the name of Cliff Thorburn, 1970s.
Seem exasperated by when you mention that shot.
Yeah, British. Burney, behave. Yeah, it seemingly Cliff Thorburn brought that shot in to British snooker. He also brought in, Canadians brought in
Two-piece cue.
half ball blue into the pack because it's a popular straight pool shot.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone thinks Alex Higgins or Jimmy White are perfected by Stephen Hendry, half ball blue. But no, Canadians brought that in. If you ever look at Bill Rubberneck's 1-4-2 break in 1979 against John Virgo, he screwed into the pack a couple of times, and it'd be modern day screw into the pack.
All right.
He wasn't holding off.
What a great wealth of knowledge here. Maybe we have to stump Rodney on some trivia over here. Do you know that when Steve Davis was in the match, actually at one point, he asked for something.
He asked for a calculator. Yeah, in Goffs.
Okay, in Goss?
Yeah.
I'm thinking if there's a
He
more famous one.
miscalculated. he asked for a sandwich in 1979 against Dennis Taylor in his debut, and all the newspapers were cracking up with him eating at the Crucible. How dare he?
Yet all the other players are having the cigarettes and some lager.
Yeah. Different days. Different game back then. Game was in its infancy on BBC television.
The great David Attenborough.
Yeah, that's right.
Really developed it.
1969, colour television. Hallelujah.
He was the director of BBC at the time.
Pop Black made its way on BBC Two, 1969.
They ever have talk of bringing that back? I think that would be a wonderful thing.
I think it got last played, I would say, the 2006, 2007. I think the last winner was Ken Doherty. They only brought it back to kind of 8 players on a one-day BBC. I don't think there's a market for it at the moment, Burney. So many. The tournament schedule has been saturated, it'd be fair to say. The pros are going every week, if not every week, every second week. Where would they play it in the calendar? I suppose they would play it in a one-off day. Does snooker need one frame? I'm not sure, to be honest. They have their shootouts, but would you play Pop Black? I don't know. In some form, you would.
How do you feel about the shootouts? What's your take on it?
Shootout is brilliant, but it shouldn't be a ranking points tournament.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, absolutely brilliant. I do think that there's a case for maybe not what is it, the rule, 15 seconds or in the shootout, and then it goes to 10 seconds. Is
The
it?
shot clock that they
The
have?
shot clock. But I do think there is rule maybe for 30 seconds, 35 seconds shot clock.
You'll be in trouble.
Yeah, why not? Golfers are under the clock. Tennis players are under the clock. Get this game moving again, you know.
Does cricket have a clock? Over here, baseball is on a clock.
I think cricket, I'm not too sure with cricket. I wouldn't be able to tell you chapter and verse with cricket.
This is more of an English as opposed to an Irish thing.
Yeah. I would look at results and all. Ali's, meanwhile, Ali got fortunate there, looking for a safety. Planted a fluke into the middle. Yeah, great game, cricket. But I wouldn't be following it every day.
Well, how many sports break for tea?
Yeah. The thing I find frustrating with cricket, Burney, is a lot of draws because of the weather.
Oh, there's also a lot of draws in football.
Yeah, yeah. But more entertaining. There's a game that's gone saturated with matches. I was just talking before I came over here the last day back in Wexford. Just an amount of, if you're a successful team wherever you are from Europe, you must be in line for 60 odd matches.
It's amazing how it's exploded over here in North America. When I was a youngster, I remember there was maybe a 3-hour block on Saturday morning devoted to football, is what North America calls soccer.
Yeah. Got very popular in the 1970s, didn't it? All the kind of the near retired professionals came over to play, didn't they, in the American League. Pele, George Best, Cruyff, Beckenbauer. And then it kind of died out. Now it's come back again. But I think in the 1990s, am I right to say American ladies would have had the best team?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were world beaters, weren't they?
I think the trouble with football, as we mentioned, over in the UK, there was a lot of violence in the 80s.
Oh,
it
big
really
time.
got painted ugly, and snooker slid in there and took advantage and had the boom of the 80s.
Oh, big time. Have you seen, you must look at Louis Theron's The Gods of Snooker. It's a 3-part series, and they mentioned that because of the hooligans coming in for football. Snooker jumped in its path.
Yep, that is a great 3-part documentary. I thoroughly enjoyed it. How about the Rack Pack? Did you see that? Kind of
Great.
more docudrama of the Higgins and the Davis battle.
Brilliant, loved it. Well, he missed the black there off a spot. No, I'll come back to the Rack Pack. It was a beautiful film. And just really crystallised Davis-Higgins rivalry. Higgins probably paved the way and Davis took over.
You think that could be on par with the Prost-Senna rivalry of motorsports?
Yeah, definitely. That Prost-Senna rivalry was deadly. From maybe 88 to 1992, that kind of thing. Prost, maybe 1991. Didn't he have a little sabbatical in 1992 because he didn't get the team that he wanted, and then went back in 1993 and raced for the Williams.
Sure, I think he might have given some criticism to the team he was on, so they were like, well, maybe you can go somewhere else.
Yeah. Have you seen Senna's documentary? Well, it's years old. It must be about 10 years old. It's absolutely brilliant.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, and using all found footage.
Yeah, some more great old footage. It's a beautiful thing what Senna said at the end of that documentary. They asked him about his greatest ever rivalry, and he was talking about an old Englishman doing karting. He says karting was brilliant at its time, learned him so much, but he was talking about the art of karting, and he says that's where it's at. What a sportsman, by the way. I think the only nearest one I can think of to this day that has that effect in motorsport has been Valentino Rossi. I don't even think Michael Schumacher had that, what Ayrton Senna had, and I know that might irk Michael Schumacher fans, because Michael Schumacher won 7 world championships and Senna only won 3. But I think Senna was more of an influencer on a lot of people.
What he did for the country of Brazil, as we know, Brazil is not a well-off country.
No, yeah.
And just giving the belief in the Brazilian people, and he gave back. He created a society to help youngsters that were in trouble.
Yeah, I think that country used to stop when he used to race on a Sunday. I think the only one that I've ever seen in my lifetime that have in motorsport is Rossi from Italy. He was on, I don't know if he was on par with Senna, but he was very close to Senna, and he had that personality as well. Of super talented. He was a maverick and a very excitable personality. Great pop there from Andy. Nicely on the green, all the brown. say I know I said it earlier, it's brilliant just to be here and looking around, and this club is buzzing. And I think this club will be even more buzzing tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. It's absolutely brilliant. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd ever be playing snooker in America a few years ago. I was going back to Aaron's, and I was actually watching that race when he got killed. God love him.
Yeah, it's very interesting how this game goes.
Yeah.
There was a room where we throw tournaments in Vancouver, and I knew Cliff was in town, and I had met him before, had the dinner with him, and talked about this and that. But I remember he was in town. Maybe I'll pop by and say hello if he's got a moment. And I came in the room and saw him from afar. I think he might have noticed that maybe I was in the room. I'm not too sure, but I'm talking maybe someone close by like yourself just about this and that, and all of a sudden you just hear David. Cliff comes over, just reaches out his hand and gives me a big handshake. I'm like, wow, I never thought that would happen.
Yeah. I met him, the first time I met him, I was in Hull. I actually was playing at a UK over 40s championships, 12-man event, qualified for it, and I was playing Cliff Tauber. But he really impressed me in the sense of his manners and professionalism. And you have to understand, Burney, I grew up with Cliff Tauber. I know how good Cliff Tauber was, and I'm very respectful of him. When I played him at the end, I said to him, an honour to play him. And I really meant them words, an honour to play. Another great long ball from Andy.
As a number person as I am, this year's World Championship concludes on May 5th. 45 years ago to the day was when Cliff hoisted it.
Yep. That's right, 1980. Yeah. The BBC went to the London Embassy in Iran.
Those Iran
the Iranian embassy. Was it the Iranian embassy?
Correct, yep.
And BBC got phoned back and with viewers, and they said, put the snooker back on. Because it was getting very tight at the snooker, by the way. That final was 18-16 Cliff Tauber.
Yeah, I believe it was tied 16.
16.
And Cliff came up with a beautiful century.
Like was 117?
Something like that. Yeah. To make it 17-16.
A few minutes ago you were talking about snooker books there. I'd give you a good snooker book. Cliff Tauber's autobiography in 1987.
Playing for Keeps?
Playing for Keeps. What a book.
Oh.
Maybe the real life Paul Newman in The Hustler. Maybe. His early chapters in it about all the money matches when he was an amateur. Absolutely brilliant.
Just travelling up and down.
Brilliant. Yeah. Frightening, edgy, but brilliant.
Can you believe, to hustle, Cliff would actually, at one match, he shaved off his traditional mustache.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? Anything for an advantage.
Yeah. I say the man could tell you some stories. Yeah, but he's probably, in snooker terms, he is the nearest to Fast Eddie Felsen that we have in that class.
It was amazing. Yeah, the first time I was over in Sheffield for the World Championship, Cliff was just doing a little coaching exhibition in the Winter Gardens. And there's youngsters, maybe 8, 9, 10. They know him.
Yeah,
there's Canadians that don't even know who Cliff Thorburn is.
No way. Oh, Cliff Thorburn is a rock star. The BCE Canadian Masters. I remember getting news reports back home when that used to get played. Now, we wouldn't have been able to see it at the time. Cliff must have... I know Cliff turned pro in 1973. And he played Dennis Taylor in the first World Championships. It was 9-8. I'm not sure who won that game. It was 9-8 either way. But what I'm just going to say here is it just shows you how special Cliff Thorburn is, because within 7 years he is world champion, and to come over to England, Britain, to learn how to play, not to learn how to play snooker, but obviously learn how to play snooker a professional way, but also learn conditions, because what I understand, the Canadian snooker tables back then to the British snooker tables back then were, it was like a different sport, seemingly.
True. And his commute. I have some players complaining about a 2-hour drive to a tournament. He had to fly across the Atlantic to play in a tournament.
Yeah. I think there was only one season he actually lived in England. After that, he would go back and forth, because at the time he was married. Barbara was there and all. But I think the 1981-1982 season he went to live in London, but he didn't like it, and he went back to live in Canada after that. And he didn't really have much success that season either. So it just shows you, as tough as that man was in regards hustling and all, he still longed for some type of settlement in his family.
Well, it was a tough road back then. There weren't as many tournaments.
Yeah.
You know, you hear the stories of Kirk Stevens, another Canadian. He had to do exhibitions up and down the country in England just to kind of survive and stay over there.
Yeah, everything was a chase, wasn't it?
You know, Bill Werbenick tried to get his logger on written off on his income tax.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah. Ooh.
Indeed, with a slight advantage here in this fourth frame, leading 37-30, 27 on. Definitely would love to take a 3-1 advantage. Be 1 frame away from achieving victory.
Won't be happy with that safety. In the yellow over, I think he's on it, is he? In the yellow, the green bag. 5 behind. Green into the middle. Ted, you mentioned the name there, Big Bill Urbanek. Ted Law used to have a great description of him. There was only ever one North American professional championships that got played. A great shot there from the North American champion. He was North American champion for probably for 40 years. Only one guy ever got played once. Ali's missed a few pots here tonight. Unlike him. So I think that, by my calculations, it's a 37 points all. No. Sorry, folks. Ali's 2 ahead. Burney, when did you start doing the commentary?
My first gig was in 2016 at the Richler Cup in Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
Yeah. You obviously love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
over a place I'd rather be.
Yeah. That's brilliant. I done a bit of commentary about 6 weeks ago. The All-Ireland Team Championships. We were knocked out, and I got asked, and I said, why not? Actually done a day and a bit. Loved it.
Yeah, it's nice the places that we go. You know, getting to meet new people, seeing the familiar faces. It's a real.
Yeah. Andy in a bit of trouble here. Needs a hit and safe. Ooh, oh, he's brought the pink out. I don't think Ali will be putting this back. Ali 8 ahead. So this blue will make a 13 ahead. And this easy pink. Now we have a game on our hands. 2 frames all.
So a real nice collective. The community that is on the stream that tune in from time to time. It's always great to see when they come back to our broadcast. And we'll step aside for a few short moments and come back with a very important frame 5. Who's going to lead this match 3-2 with being 1 away. But only time will tell. And we'll be right back with the 5th frame. And here we're getting ready to go. Here's my man Rodney right beside me. That was some
Thanks,
good
Burney.
fun.
Big frame here, Burney. 2 frames all. Momentum is back with Ali. Lovely shot there, very attacking safety. Open up the reds. Great reply. really important to get that white ball down to the ball cushion. Not as tight as what he was wanting. Lovely line. Yellow ball would be coming into play. Oh, might have had a little bit more on it. I'm interested here, really interested here what Ali will play. This will be big to see where he's at in his head. Do we go for this long ball? Do we not go for it? I think he's going for it. It's coming up to 11 o'clock and all the outside table is still going. Great atmosphere here tonight.
Sure, if anyone's in the Sacramento area, feel free to come and pay us a visit. We're at the Sacramento Snooker and Billiards room. Lots of great sitting. Admission is free. They've always got some cool drinks and some great eats.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Great to see a few spectators coming in. I think it's going to be buzzing for the weekend. Oh, wasn't expecting that. He'll be disappointed there. That was a major visit. A total let off.
I think with this, as it's getting down the wire, whoever's going to capitalize on their opponent's mistakes.
Yeah, and Andy will be disappointed with that visit as well, only making one. When there was a red ball over the pocket, his white ball pulled up before the baulk line, and he tried to roll in behind the yellow. He still left Ali on. Beautiful shot there with a terrific amount of check side. He's played that very well. That may be the best shot of the night from Ali. Oh, he's got away with that.
Definitely a lot of danger on the shot.
Yeah. He was gambling there. He was looking for a very thin contact to go off side cushion, top cushion. This looks good from Ali. Ooh. Thought it was going to slide over to the yellow. Who's your money on Burney for this match? As we've watched 4 frames, difficult to say, isn't it?
He got a coin. Let's flip it.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Who can make the less mistakes?
I'm not just saying that if Andy takes this frame, but the momentum is definitely on Ali's side right now.
Oh, whatever it is.
So if Andy can
Stop it.
stop that, I think he's got a good chance, but I still wouldn't be surprised if we went to a decider.
Yeah. That's a great shot there from Ali. Perfect weight. For a full ball contact with the red there and get a screw back to come back to bulk. But went horribly wrong with a miscue.
Good chance here for Ali.
This is where the experience comes in with Ali. A little bit more experience, a lot more experience than Andy. He's been through a lot more fires in competitive international snooker. And Ali has done this many times. You know, he's been down, he's been up, and he's been brought into dogfights. I'm sure if he's not thinking it, he should be thinking it, that he's done this a lot more times than Andy. If he's clear thinking. He's not impressed with that shot. I think he's, the way his posture is, he's got a kick there. Frustration there on Ali's side. He gathered himself though and get proper safety. He hasn't been doing that much, but that's the first time he's got a very good white after a disappointing positional shot. Encouraging signs for Ali.
Taking this red into the left middle, Rodney.
Yeah, I did this red in corner or red in the middle. I think red in corner for myself. Thanks, Ali. Supporting me like that. I tell you, I'm not being smart, but the reason being, you have to think. When you're playing on a strange table, the red in the middle is over 2 slates and the red in the corner is 1 slate. So I wasn't being a smart aleck there. I just felt with the 1 slate, over 1 slate is always the way to go. But
it's funny because I thought you were a Gemini.
Ali will be like an absolute dog. Forgive the expression. He will be fuming in that chair, missing that pink in the middle. And that's the second time tonight we've seen a cannon, what I would deem a big cannon and coming through gaps that you wouldn't have thought that was there.
Well, we're pretty for Ali. And Andy's actually left this red on into the yellow pocket.
Good pass. Nicely on the blue. Oh. He kind of quit on that, did he?
Mm-hmm.
Is that my imagination? I don't think he went through the cue nice there.
Just wonder if maybe we have a replay of that last shot. We'll take a look. I don't think we do, but yeah, I think you might be right there, Ron. You just
Yeah, it kind of pulled up, but I don't think it was the table that. I think it was himself that orchestrated it. Meanwhile, Andy, I missed that foul. Sorry, folks. Great safety from Andy. Proper length. Only giving Ali the top of the ball to play with, 12 o'clock. What that means, folks, is Ali can't play any side on that shot. He can play it side on it, but he won't be as controlling at it. And that's why it's so important to get that cue ball stuck to the bottom cushion. Just lessens Ali's options. I'll be disappointed with that one. He's left one on. Great potter, Ali. He's potted some lovely individual pots, but he's not stringing the balls together at the moment. But that will come. Long way in this tournament yet.
looks like a good opportunity.
Yeah.
A lot of open reds, pinks down there.
White ball just a little bit, maybe a ball and a half too far, but he should get this pot. And you can see there with the amount of running that he's doing with the white ball that it can go wrong. And it's more what he's looking for at the moment is that perfect position with short little stuns. And the amount of running, no one, the last couple of shots, no one can keep that white ball to premium. Not even the likes of Ronnie O'Sullivan, if you're running the white ball that much. A very fragmented frame at the moment, has to be said, Burney, but Ali getting the head of 37 points to 8. 29 the lead. Another beautiful long ball. Ali gets great action on the ball. See how simple he's played that shot there. He got the ball rotating without any great ease.
Yeah, sometimes a lot of people new come to the game. Even some seasoned players think you got to hit it hard to get that deep screw, but it's just getting the cue just right through that.
Yeah, he timed that. He timed that lovely. The latter half of this match, he's kind of doing more things good than bad. First 2 frames he was bad. He's kind of getting a little bit more rhythmic. Ali's one of the few players that can play fast. He can play slow if things are not going right. As much as I've seen him play over the years, I still don't know what his speed is, if that makes sense. It's he can play both ways, which is a fair talent.
I think one thing is you don't want to poke the bear. Definitely, he's gotten a little upset losing those 2 first frames, and Ali has really stormed back. It's in the driver's seat of winning 3 on the spin.
Yeah, he's 48 points to the good here. Oh, he's not that one on. Maybe a counter attack from the Tipperary man.
Yeah, there's
Disappointed with that pass. He's 41 behind, 43 on the table with 2 reds. What would have been in Andy's mind before that missed pot was he needed a pink and a black with the last 2 reds. That's a good shot though. On, has he? I think it is. Great pot from Ali. 42 ahead with 35 on tables. Snooker in behind the blue. And that's a good shot. Oh, beautiful contact. Bit unlucky to leave that on. Ali will be feeling a lot more comfortable now, being 3-2 ahead.
Yeah, the momentum train is in his favor.
Yeah, he'll be feeling a lot more comfortable. He wouldn't have been as comfortable as this at 2-0 down.
Concession there, so we'll take a little sip of tea and see if Andy McCluskey can force us into the decider. Ali's roaring strong, won 3 in a row. Can he make it 4? And I believe he was victorious in his earlier round robin match. So always a nice good feeling when you can win your group in the round robin stage.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So you can see where all the groups are. You can track all your players there. Great design there by our good friend Zahi Sheikh from Nashville. Putting together some great promotional material. And Ali is broken off in this 6th frame. Big one here for the tournament director. It's very impressive that he's been able to block it out. It's nice that he has a good support system here because it can be tough when you're doubling down.
It's very tough to get your concentration back onto the game as an individual rather than the actual tournament. Kudos to Andy to go 2-0 up because all day and all morning he's been here. Great pot. Match is not finished yet. Great brown and great position. Choice of 2 reds.
Which red are you taking, Rodney? If I had any ounce of ability like Andy had, I would think about the red by the pack.
No, I think it's a more fuller hit with the extension, this red to the left hand cushion. With the other red by the pack, it's just more delicate, and you need a little bit more prop. You can go through that red proper strike, where the other one is a bit more a touch of drag inside, so it's a little bit more delicate. He's cute. That's a perfection. I know, folks, that looks like a simple enough shot, but he had to get a little bit of action on that. That was well cued. Beautiful little cannon there, nicely on the black. NFL 7.
Yeah, it always leaves a disgusting taste in your mouth when you beat yourself. It's not a bad pill to swallow if your opponent beats you.
Yeah, he will be very disappointed with himself there. That's just one little note there, Burney, that last couple of years a lot of players have gone to the town chalk. Anything bottom of the ball, you need to be really rubbing that chalk, that new town chalk, on the tip. You can't just lightly coat the surface. You see a little bit more miscues with it. It's just players need to gather a little bit, need to figure out if you're going 6 o'clock on that shot, they need to rub that chalk onto that tip and not just 1 or 2 goes, maybe 3 or 4 goes with the chalk. Just my own personal thing there.
And talking about 6 o'clock, obviously that's to create a good draw shot.
Yeah.
Question for you, Andy. Someone, we all like to have that fancy draw shot, but there's always that fear. You're queuing so low of ripping the cloth, and you don't want to be any room owners' bad books. Any advice you have for amateur players out there when they're trying to perfect that shot?
Yeah, I would go for sweetness over power. And another big thing I see with a lot of kind of, let's say, novice players when they can't bring back the ball is they're not going through the shot. They might hit at the ball, but they're not going through the ball. And going through the ball gets that backspin back.
Ladies left to red onto the left middle.
So, folks, Ali got foul 7 there at that time because he can't hop over the colour or the red, let's say. Even though it came back to hit the black, you have to hit the ball direct, if that makes sense, and there's no hopping over in snooker. Good pawn the blue.
That is a good question for the chat room. Why is a jump shot illegal in snooker?
Yeah, I'm not sure. The powers to be back 100 years ago made it illegal in the game.
Looks like David Taylor's just wanting some trusty eyes to take a look at a free ball on adjacent table, and Papa Mac, referee James McClusty, coming over to take a look.
Good pop there from Ali. Slowly getting that black out and back into play. Need the extension again, I feel. Sometimes Burney's great to get a good workout like this. If Ali keeps on going here and gets through this match, it could be the start of good things for him. But it's no harm to get good workouts.
This is ideal for you, taking a look at a potential opponent.
Yeah.
Looking at every facet of his game here.
Definitely. Ooh.
Oh man, we've seen that all day, that top
that
corner
rattled.
pocket rattle and
Yes.
not accept the ball, so
Yeah.
a little home field advantage there.
And I think Andy's missed a few of them. He'll be disappointed if this match don't go into the 7th frame. .12 behind. Ali calling the tune at the moment, to be fair to say it. That's quite hurtful. Looking right up to the green bag.
Did you ever play the great Cliff Wilson?
No, never had the pleasure to play Cliff Wilson. What a character and what a snooker player. That man in his 50s or 40s, one eye, some power. Seemingly he was the Alex Higgins, Jimmy White of the 1950s. He gave up snooker for a good few years, you know. He came back then in the mid-70s. The reason he gave up snooker was him and Reardon were from the same locality, and Reardon went away to become a policeman, and he had no one really to put it up to him, and he I suppose would work back then as well. So Reardon moved away from the locality, moved up to Stoke, and he didn't play for years, and then he came back into it, played local leagues. I think he got to, I think he won the World Amateur since '79 and then turned pro. It'd be
Right.
78.
I think Cliff's claim to fame is when he'd fluke on you, he'd laugh in your face.
Yeah. I remember in 1990, he played Cliff Thorburn, Yeoman, in the first round of the Crucible. Cliff Wilson actually never won a match at the Crucible ever. He was in the top 16 one year in 1988. But I remember he played a great safety player, but he was not noted for his safety. Very attacking player, but very clever. And he says, I won Shot of the Championships. Remember BBC used to run Shot of the Championships. And in June's edition of Pop Black, someone wrote, I hope Cliff don't get interested with safety player. Ali is controlling this frame now. That's a great white ball. Has Andy in massive trouble here. Really has to respond with a pot or a decent safety. So important to get that cue ball underneath a cushion. Cliff Wilson, in fairness to him, was the first one that I've ever heard say all the talk in 1992 was about Ronnie O'Sullivan and John Higgins, and Cliff Wilson was the first one that I ever heard saying all the talk is about John Higgins and Ronnie O'Sullivan, but we have a fella coming as well, and his name is Mark Williams. And he's in. Oh, great shot there from Andy. Mark Williams was okay, wasn't he? 3-time world champion. He called that one right, didn't he? We give that to Cliff. Thank you very much for the invite for the commentary, by the way, Burney.
No problem. It's been a delight having you. Appreciate your insights.
Absolute pleasure.
And you
to be
do.
commentating.
You're a cultured man. You know a few of my references, so I much appreciate that.
Oh, another fluke.
Did you really want to put him back, Andy?
Yeah, there's been a few flukes in this match. Ali 17 ahead. Currently. 2 players joking with each other.
That smile quickly when it went to Ali as he's doing his pre-shot routine.
Surprised with Ali going for that black. That wasn't a gimme, even though it looked like for the folks at home, it looked an easy shot. It was far from easy because he was bringing the white ball back into the danger area. One good shot from Andy. This match is back on. 2 loose reds.
Yeah, I think the screens kind of shrink the table a little bit, not realizing that Ali had about 10 feet of table to travel.
Yeah.
And anything can happen in that journey.
Yeah. Now, if Andy was thinking here, he could bring out that red at the side cushion, but he doesn't want to take the chance of losing the white ball, so I don't blame him to keep it simple. Needs to run a bit. He's going to be going away from this loose red here by playing green. He'll pot it alright, but he won't have to control with the white ball. Oh, he got a lovely cannon there. I thought the way I was looking at that camera there, I thought he was going away from the shot. Lovely cannon. One good positional shot. Lovely. He gets the cue through that ball beautifully. He's on the blue. Bringing him right back. I love to see 3-all Burney. I think this match deserves 3-all. Do you?
I believe so. It's been a seesaw affair. Definitely Andy came out strong, but Ali's returned with 3 great frame victories. But as we see,
Oh, that's a lovely shot. Oh, he did. The reason that why I thought that was a lovely shot was because he purposely double kissed the red there to get the angle to go in behind the black, but he just didn't give it enough pace. 1 ahead for Andy. Red ball fight. Yellow's a bit topsy-turvy as well. Might be only going into the middle bag.
certainly do see a lot in these amateur matches.
Oh,
a lot of the matches go, or frames go down to the
last
colors.
red colours, definitely. Great thing to, if you're going into competitive amateur snooker, great thing to practice for the folks at home. Cue that well. Chance for Andy. Snooker equipment has really come on a lot, hasn't it? With 6-inch extensions and extensions. So when you think back, maybe, Andy, wasn't expecting him to miss that. When you think back 45, like for instance, Cliff Thorburn and Alex Higgins World Final 1980, extension half butts was still getting used 45 years ago.
Ali falters too.
Really topsy-turvy, hasn't it? Most of the match though, Burney, has been that. Hasn't been clear cut. And he will be relieved that white ball cannon that green there. Is he on the brown? Think he's playing brown. If he's on the brown. A great chance. One good positional shot. I think, Burney, we have 3-all coming.
It looks like it.
You're stuck with me for another few minutes. I don't want to be putting the mockers on Andy. Just overhit that. Mightily overhit that, maybe by about 2 foot, 3 foot.
I think a little adrenaline was pumping through his veins there.
You know what happens there? You're just wanting to give it a good strike, and you cream it into of a super strike. Still think he pot this though. Think he can go at it into the middle bag. No, went into the corner. That's on, is it? Into the blind bag.
It's thin. Certainly is thin.
Ali will need 3 of them. One go pot or he'll. That pocket in the yellow bag has caught them a couple of times, and especially in this frame, hasn't it? They missed the last red. Andy 11 ahead.
18 on the table.
18 on the table. One good safety shot. And it's a good one, I think. He'll be happy with that. I think he's looking. I think this is on. He's looking to go. I think he's going twice up and down the table here to get position for the pink. No. It's just the way he was looking at the angle. Oh, great pot.
It's there for him.
One good pot.
It's pink and black for the match.
Not easy. I think with this shot you just sacrifice white. You make sure the pot. Ali might have different ideas, and he did have different ideas. There was no sacrifice on the white ball there.
Great shot. Here for the match. Black to take it. Wow.
The great black, great pink, great blue.
Handshakes all around, but both these guys should be probably moving on into the next round. But Ali takes that group. So, very impressive. Just looking back at the end result after that blue he cut in. And it wasn't easy. I agree with you there, Rodney. Just make sure of that pink, get it in. At least you're still at the table. You got a chance at the black.
Yeah.
There's 6 pockets, 1 ball. You never know what could happen.
He played that pink superb, didn't he, Burney? Yeah, he totally committed. It's brilliant to see snooker players totally committing to the cue ball as well. It was a clean strike, and he got every purchase he could possibly get, and hence the reason he made the black handy for himself.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for joining us, Rodney.
Thanks
Pleasure
very much for
you in
having
the
me,
booth.
Burney.
Hopefully we'll see you again.
Yeah.
Maybe, but in your case, hopefully you're running away with the tournament and have time to visit to us.
We'll see.
Here, potting balls like no tomorrow. Yeah. But great insights. I think we're just going to step aside for a few short moments. We're going to have our concluding interview with Ali over there in our interview booth. And then we'll probably be saying goodnight from the stream. There might be some matches with no commentary. We'll just have to see how everyone's feeling there, but we definitely appreciate everybody tuning in all day long. It's only day 1. We got 3 more days to go of this exciting championship here at the Sacramento Snooker and Billiards Room. It's the 2025 US Snooker Masters. Talk to you soon, everybody. back, everybody, to the 2025 U.S. Snooker Masters here in Sacramento, California. Fresh off a great victory, Ali Alabodi.
Yeah.
Doing my best, first time I've met you, Ali, but that was impressive. Trailing 2-0, and you roared back to win 4 in a row.
Yeah. I mean, I know Andy since 2007. We used to play in Carlo, so it's good to be here playing Andy again. He had a 2-0 up. He was 2-0 up, and it wasn't easy playing on these tables, to be honest. And they're a little tight, and there's a couple of rolls and that, but yeah. Not the best, but I held myself. I tried my best to just put the balls, to be honest.
Fantastic.
So hopefully, tomorrow's a better day. Win is a win at the end. Yeah.
You got 2 match wins,
Yeah.
so definitely you're the winner of the group there.
Yeah.
So you'll be
Yeah.
hopefully in the 8th seed and advancing into the 16. Is this your first time in America?
No, not the first time. I've been a couple of times for pool. I play pool and snooker. I've been to Vegas a couple of times and Atlantic City. So yeah.
So kind of adjusting with the travel because you've come all the way from
Oh yeah,
Qatar. That's quite
15 hours and a half. So it's yeah. I came 2 days before, so I can get my sleeping pattern right. It was okay. It's okay. My sleeping pattern is okay. Yeah. Enjoying it here, seeing friends, and yeah, that's the main thing.
How's the scene in Qatar for snooker?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. We have this facility in our new academy now. It's been a year and a half with 12 Rassen tables.
Fantastic.
Yeah, with super fine cloth and heaters on. That's the first floor, and the ground floor. The first floor we have pool tables, and the third floor is the office for the federation. So yeah, it's a fantastic academy, and we invite you to come to our country. Yeah.
Consider it done.
Yeah.
It's on record, so you
Yeah,
have to
we
hold
hope
you to
so.
it.
We hope so for tournaments even like this year we have IBSF and in November. So maybe I'll talk to the guys for you to invite you for the tournament for the commentary.
That would be
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. Let's see what happens.
I've
Let's see what
never
happens.
been to Qatar,
Yeah,
but
you should.
hey,
You should.
this commentary stuff has taken me all over the world.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Let's see,
I appreciate
let's see.
that, Ali.
Thank
Don't want to keep you too much as we're getting late into the
Yeah.
evening. Probably got to get a good night's sleep for tomorrow's
Thank
match.
you.
But
Thank you
once
very
again,
much.
congratulations
Thank you.
on your match win.
Thank you.
So that's going to conclude day 1. Pretty much we might have a little extra footage for a match that our streaming director Christian will turn to, but we won't have any commentary. But we appreciate all the viewership all day long. It's David Burney saying good night, everybody, from Sacramento at this 2025 U.S. Snooker Masters.